Hola, estamos aquí con Voz Media en CPAC y nada más y nada menos que con la congresista futura que ya ganó las primarias en el Distrito 7 en Indiana, a donde representa muchísimas nacionalidades. Vamos a hablar con ella ahora. Angela Grabovsky, you
Yes.
are a winner in the primaries, a future Congresswoman of District 7 for
sure hope
Indiana. Absolutely. You have an immigrant story like
Yes.
all of us do. You have the real American story. You came from your country. Talk to us a little bit about the beginnings, about where you came from and how it was.
So I was born in the former Soviet Union in Odessa, Ukraine, lived there until I was 23 years old and experienced the communist ideology, communist propaganda, and oppression of all of the people firsthand. As soon as the borders opened here in the United States, we were able to leave. Picked up whatever we had. We were allowed to take $72 per person.
$72 per person and one
suitcase.
suitcase.
Without knowing the language, I had my parents and my grandparents with me. Of course, they were older, so they were my responsibility. I had to take care of everybody. So we worked very hard, learned English, worked numerous jobs for many, many years so we can get ahead a little bit.
Came with a hard work ethic, like
Yeah,
many
there was no other
of us
choice.
immigrants, like
Yes.
many of us Hispanics as well.
Yeah, listen, this is the best country in the world. We didn't know that at the time. We didn't know what America was all about. But we didn't trust our government, who was telling us that there is nothing out there in America.
Communist government.
Communist government was telling us that people are on the strikes and everybody is living on the streets.
Of course, it's a government that seeks to manipulate the minds of the people
And this is exactly what they did.
and the ideology.
But we've learned throughout this communist regime that we can't trust the government. We have to trust ourselves. We have to trust our individual abilities. This is why we drew the line as soon as we crossed the border, forgot about the past, didn't want to dwell on all of the pains that the communist regime had caused us.
That's right.
All we wanted to do is to live in
Start
today,
new.
start new.
The American dream, be able to live it out.
Exactly. And you know, people are telling us we're living American dream, but I tell everybody, I didn't even think that this life is possible. We didn't know that the dream is possible, but it is.
As coming from a communist country, you know, my family came from a communist country as well. And just it's very manipulated, or the ideology is very manipulated. And so we come and we don't realize what we can achieve with hard work, right?
Yes, and again, American system is the only system like this in the world.
Correct.
So anywhere else you lived, you wouldn't come here with the experience and understanding what America is all about and what American people are all about. And what America gives you when they tell you you have the rights. We didn't have the rights. We didn't have the First Amendment right. We couldn't speak. We were afraid of knocks on the door. We were afraid of people around us because they could have heard something that we said, and we were afraid that we would disappear for a very long time. Absolutely. We couldn't defend ourselves. People talking
Freedom
about
of speech is
Second
very-
and the First Amendment and the Second Amendment. I said, 75 years we lived under the oppression and tyranny of the communist government because we didn't have the Second Amendment. So every amendment, Constitution of the United States, is the only document in the world that was able to keep this country together for the last 200 and almost 250 years.
It defends our rights.
And I will not allow liberals to change that Constitution that has given so much to the American people.
That's right, Angela.
One of the reasons why I decided to run is because the district, the 7th district, it's Marion County, Indianapolis area, it's the urban heart of Indiana, has 152 languages spoken. And we have almost 76,000 Hispanics in the area, some legal, some illegal. it doesn't matter. We all people, we all already in America, and all we want is better future for ourselves and for our children and
For
grandchildren.
the next generation.
Next generation, this is what it's all about. But unfortunately, it's not happening. In my opinion, our schools are failing our children. Liberal ideology
It's creeping into the curriculum.
it's being put in their brains. Instead of teaching them critical thinking, they're teaching them the
English.
they're teaching them the critical race theory. We grew up not to see the color. So, and you know, who cares about the color and the amount of melatonin in your skin? We're all beautiful people.
Exactly right. In God's eyes.
But we have to agree that we want a better future and have to agree on the solutions how to get there.
Yes, absolutely.
So this is why, again, I am running, and I'm in a blue district, but I'm hoping that we're going to be able to reach out to our Hispanic community. Unfortunately, only 4% of the Hispanics are voting in the elections. And I understand why they're not voting.
Because they don't trust the government back in their countries.
They don't trust any government. And
But it's
who would blame
important
them?
to get out and vote.
It's not the government that they should trust. They should trust the people that they elect. They should really get involved, understand the civics duties of every person in this country.
Yes.
There are a lot of people who are legally in the United States, but for some reason, they're not getting their citizenship. They don't think that it's important. They're so disappointed in living in that disbelief that they will ever be able to make the difference. And I can tell everybody, every vote matters.
We need to get out and vote our values. We
Yes.
need to vote our values. We need to find the people that are lining up with our values and vote for them and put them in.
And I think this election in November is going to be the values election. It's going to be about our family. 84% of people in our district, or women in our district, children in our district, don't have fathers at home, don't have husbands at home. This is not good. They don't have an incentive to stay married and raise children together. We have to talk about this. We have to talk about rising crime, because kids are not in school. Nobody's teaching them that there is a better future out there. Better way. You know, if you're going to teach children only about the history, and they're going to become very bitter, upset, angry. But if the teachers don't have the vision of the future, how can they teach our kids? So we need to bring God back into the families. We need to bring faith.
Faith, family values, that's where it's at.
I am absolutely with you. I think the biggest mistake was made in the United States is to take the 10 Commandments out of schools.
That's correct.
At least we had 10 rules by which we had to live, and we didn't have as much crime, right? So people were fearful of God, not government. And now we're fearful of government. We're fearful of somebody just deciding that they want to cancel us, that we're not important, right?
Thank you so much,
It's
Angela.
crazy.
Thank you for answering the call.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing so much for the next generation. Thank you for holding up the torch on the American dream.
Yes, I am a big patriot. I am the one who wants to bring the message out that the American dream is alive and well. And I'm there to encourage everybody. Vote in November and visit me at angelaforindiana.com. Any help with our campaign is greatly appreciated.
Thank you so
Thank
very
you.
much for being with us today, Angela.